A load of trees that so far has gone from bad to worse. Guy breaks, well, not breaks down, but he loses a couple of rear tires in the work zone, which makes everyone have to creep and crawl around him. Major thunderstorm driving through, and now another truck issue on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. That's Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, here it is, Thursday, the 11th, about 7:15 p.m. Mountain Time. I've already switched to Mountain Time because that's where I'm heading. This is the load of trees that's getting me home to my daughter's, for my daughter's graduation on Saturday. Well, I was going to have more of the road and that other shot going along, but then my buddy Greg Hayes called me. You'll see him sometimes in the comments as With Both Feet. He's got his own YouTube channel. You can go check that out. Anyway, so we were talking, and so I went back to what I was talking about. Yeah, I'm heading home for the graduation, and so the delivery in Rothschild, Wisconsin went fine, and then I headed on down to my pickup at this breezy hill nursery where I was picking up trees to go to the Denver area. I really hated to do another nursery load, but this was a good one to get me home, and it was paying well. So I got down there, and I stopped and got a shower on the way. Got down there about 12:15 Central Time. Didn't get out of there till 6. There's trouble with hair on it. Yeah, they made me wait almost 2 hours before they backed me up to, well, the makeshift dock. It's in a nursery where they just built up some dirt and they put some bricks in front. So you back up to that. And so they're loading stuff, and that took about, an hour and a half or 2 hours. And then they said, you're all done. And now the broker had said they've been having issues. This is Integrity Express. They've been having issues with this shipper. That sometimes they've been shorting them. They said, all right, so you got to take a picture before you leave. So I took the pictures and I sent it to them. Here was the first pictures. All right, this first one is a far shot, seeing how close to the nose all the trees are. Here's a little bit closer. You can see a better look, and there are all the trees. Yeah, they texted me back and said, oh yeah, yep, they're shorting you. That should be, they said it's supposed to fill 51 feet of the trailer. That's only maybe 12 to 15. At that, yeah, probably, because the trailer's 53 feet long. So there should only be a couple of feet left in the back without anything. They said, all right, hang tight. We're checking into this, and we'll let you know. So they finally texted me back, and they said, yeah, okay, apparently they shorted it, so you need to back up. They need to do it again. So I go back to the dock thing. Wait about another hour and a half. They had to pull everything off and start over because they thought they'd put it in the wrong order as well, because I've got 3 stops. All right, so then they do that for another hour and a half or so. Then I pull forward again. I take a picture, and now there's bigger trees that I see in the back as opposed to the last time. Here's these pictures. All right, so again, now you can see those are bigger trees. Now we can see, yes, those are much bigger trees. And here's a far shot you can see, but it still doesn't come quite back far enough. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe they got it all right this time, but still, it's not coming back as far as they said it was supposed to. So I, texted the broker again, let them know, and they said, yeah, that still doesn't look right. We're going to have, the owner of the place is going to come by and take a look. And I said, okay, I'll let you know. And then I wait and wait and wait, nothing's happening, and finally they just text me back, the broker does, says, yeah, you're good to go. It's all good. So I'm like, okay. So I head on out. Now this took almost 6 hours. I didn't leave there till after 6 p.m. Go and get parked for the night, and then got up this morning, got going, and I stopped at Walcott at the Iowa 80 because the spinner knob I had, the replacement one I bought, it's a little too short. It's kind of was catching my fingers. Here's the one that I bought, but see, between where it goes on the steering wheel and up here isn't quite big enough, and my fingers keep hitting this part as I'm using it. So I wanted to get the same style that I had from the last time, which I had bought at Iowa 80. So I stopped there on my way, and I brought the phone in with me. And while I'm in the bathroom, phone rings. It's the broker. And the broker says, okay, you're not going to believe this. They completely forgot to put on the second stop for your load, so you only have the first and third stops now. Really? Okay. At least I'm getting paid the same because, look, not my fault, not the broker's fault. This is all the shipper's fault. So that's where we stand on that one. Oh, and by the way, yeah, here's the new knob. So this one looks just like my old one did, except the old one was silver. This one is blue. So I told Elliot, I said, look, I'll hang on to this one because he has never had a spinner knob on the wheel. I was thinking of getting one. I'm like, well, let me just give you this one. It's a little shorter than I like, but it might be good for you. And, it was only $15. Well, and I used points to buy it. So you can see whether that's something you like, and then you can maybe get a better one like I did. If you don't like this particular one, what do you think? All right, so that's what's going on with this load. Now, back to when I started the video, I was just about to Alda, Nebraska, where I needed to stop and fill up at the TA there. So I did that, stopped, fueled up, got back on the road, all was well, and I talked to Greg again, I talked to my wife. Then torrential thunderstorms, I mean huge thunderstorms. I looked at the map on the Weather Channel Scare You app, and all red and yellow. Rain just pouring down. Look at this. Yeah, kind of hard to tell from the video exactly how bad it's coming down, but boy, was it coming down. And so while that's happening, all of a sudden I look down at my fuel gauge. It's sitting on empty. I had just filled up. I've got that ABS issue back again on my rear axle, and I was, because I've been driving through dust and stuff. I thought maybe that'll clear it up. Well, that didn't clear that up. So I've still got to figure that out again. Back to the ABS crap. But yeah, my fuel gauge shows empty. I had just filled up. I know it's not empty. And all of a sudden, start smelling a little bit of fuel. And I'm like, okay, now what's gone wrong? So I stopped in Lexington and looked, and I didn't see anything wrong anywhere. But there's something called the fuel sender, which is what it tells your fuel gauge what the level is. They tend to go out a lot of these trucks. I've already replaced it once, but that was years ago, so I could see how that failed again. But then the smelling of the diesel, that kind of bugged me. I had to stop earlier than I planned, so here I am tonight, Thursday night, at the Cubbies in Gothenburg, Nebraska. And we'll get up tomorrow and finish the drive as long as we can. Now, sometimes the wiring going to with all the rain I was driving through, it could have been just something like where the contacts got wet. So maybe when that dries out in the morning, it might be just that. We'll just see. It might be something more. So I'm just hoping I can at least get to Denver area, do the deliveries, make it back home. Then if I need to have Sapp Brothers look at something there in Cheyenne, well, that would be the best place to do it. What do you think? All right, and now the other thing I talked about at the beginning of the video, yeah, we're driving along in Iowa, and we're in a construction area where they got the little Jersey walls up, and all of a sudden traffic coming to a complete stop, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? Well, a truck lost, looks like, both tires on his right rear axle of his trailer, and because there's the Jersey walls up and we can't go anywhere, he can't even pull off to the side. So that's what jammed it all up, but look at this. And now the zoom and slow-mo. All right, you can see him leaning to the right there. You know those wheels are dead. And look carefully right there. Looks like he's almost kind of dragging the inside tire with him. Yikes. No wonder he's crawling along. So, if all goes well and if I make it, we can only hope. I'm trying, I try to be hopeful, try to be positive. And hopefully all will go well, and maybe this is just a small, minor issue. And if it is a bad fuel sender, hopefully I can get that replaced on Sunday while I'm home. We'll be all day in Laramie, Wyoming for my daughter's graduation and so forth. And then Sunday I got to get everything reloaded again because I'm picking up another load of that lignite from Glenrock going back to Wisconsin. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Oh, thank you, Rusty. Yes, I love you too. He's buttering me up to get the bacon strips because he knows that's coming. But, well, with any luck, we'll make it all the way to our deliveries. What do you think? We can only hope. And of course, then make it home so I can go to my daughter's graduation, which will be on Saturday. Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, they're coming. Don't worry. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe, please like and comment. I get your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes takes a few days because I'm a working truck driver. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter, where I put Rusty stuff. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. What did you expect? Welcome, Sheriff? These are simple folk. They don't know what to do with a big city guy like you. They're frontier peasants, farmers, you know, morons. Rusty, come down here. We always start down here. There it goes. See, I threw it. You didn't even see. You were too much paying attention to me. You should have been watching the bacon strip. Yeah, you're all over that bacon strip, so you know. You would think you would not take your eyes off of the prize. Don't take your eyes off the prize, Rusty dog. Munch, 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 happy dog. Oh, yes. You all done with that one? All right, here's another one. Oh, there it goes. Oh, I see a crumb down there from the other one, though. We'll have to direct you towards that before you're done and give us the happy dog love here. Oh, yeah, he's all over these things tonight, baby. Loving them bacon strips. Because he's a bacon strip dog. He's a bacon strip dog. Sometimes he eats too fast and he starts to call. He's a bacon strip dog. Yep, so there's one there and there's another little piece. I see it right down here, Rusty. Right there. I'll move it for you. See? See him? What a nice guy I am, huh?